Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. If you are new here, please like and subscribe for future content. Well, today I went and saw Captain Marvel with my niece. And she enjoyed it. She absolutely loved it. And she was all for it. And obviously, she loved it, that's all. She loved every part. And obviously she loves Goose the Cat. But for me, oh, God, no. It's just so bland. Everything about the film is bland. I will say, Brie Larson, completely the wrong person to play this role. Oh my God. It's just so boring with her. It's literally like she has an emotionless button on her. I don't see how they've done it. So, obviously, with how everything is in the film, obviously it goes on. I will admit, there are a couple of cool things happening in the movie. I will admit that. Yeah, the space and obviously space sequences and the flighting and her powers. They're all cool. They're all cool aspects of the film. But it's just so bland. The story's bland again because they've changed her origin story over the last 5 times over the last couple of reboots. Little things have been coming in, little things haven't. But for this, they've changed it even more, and it's just really annoying because even though I bash this film again, I've said to the people out there, I will give my honest opinion of this film, and obviously my niece absolutely loved it, so I'm happy for her that she liked the film. I think that's great. But in the entire MCU, I would probably place this below Iron Man 2 and Thor the Dark World. It is amongst them towards the bottom. That's how bad this film is. It doesn't set up anything. It's almost like they're trying to make Captain Marvel that, again, when Fury first drafts the proposal for the Avengers in this initiative, he calls it because of her call sign, which he call signs Avengers. It's like, what the hell? It's like, no. It's almost like they are trying to rewrite the last 10 years. So, Captain Marvel's the one. If this film came out about 6, maybe 7 years ago, it would have done a bit better in the way it was all around. But again, obviously Goose was amazing. Goose was just brilliant in the film. Ronan the Accuser, again, he's only in about 3 or 4 scenes, and he's brilliant. But for me, it's Ben Mendelsohn. Oh my God, that guy is a genius. Whatever he plays, he's just awesome. Samuel L. Jackson he's Nick Fury. He's Nick Fury in all his films. However, I will admit the buddy cop action kind of thing between him and Brie Larson, it's quite good. There's a couple of funny moments, but with Brie Larson, I really do think they got the wrong actress. I really do think they could have gone better. If it was Emily Blunt, oh my God, Emily Blunt or Katie Sackhoff, it would have been, holy shit, we can get behind this person. It's just that Brie Larson doesn't have that look to her, But so to say straight away, obviously the story is very lukewarm, it's poor. Again, I've said this before. It's the screenplay was actually done by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, the people who directed the film, and also Geneva Robertson Dorset. Dorset, sorry, yeah. So, again, they're trying to get the 90s vibe into it, but it's almost like it's pushed sometimes. It's a little bit too much. It's almost like, look, we're in 1990. We're in the 90s. We're in the 90s. Yeah, remember, we're in the 90s. It's a bit too much for like a pop culture reference sort of thing. But I'm saying the space scenes are brilliant. The Skrulls are awesome. I love the Skrulls. And obviously, I've wanted to see the Skrulls for a long, long time. And they were awesome. I loved them in the film. And again, today, Ben Mendelsohn, he just, what he does, man, is just the way everything goes about. He just chews on it, He's like, yes. And he's like, yes. He just chews the scenery, man. He is so cool. It was nice to see Clark Gregg in there, Phil Coulson. It was nice to see him in there for a little bit. And there's not much to say. The only part that I got really excited for was the actual mid-credit scene, so the first credit scene, which it does go on to show, well, it's not much to say, really, It's Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo, and Don Cheadle. So they're just waiting there. They're watching the pager stops. Carol Danvers appears, and to be honest, she actually looks better in the post-credit scene, because her hair's a little bit longer. She looks a little bit softer in the face and everything else. And she looks a hell of a lot better in the post-credit scene than she does in the bloody movie. Which is like, what? How? But yeah, so you got that there, and then she turns up, and all she does, she just asks, where's Fury? And that's it. And then obviously the last credit scene is about Goose. But Goose was cool, Goose was great in the film. He's just funny. But the action scenes lack imagination. It's... When you've seen some action films, again, it all depends on what type of action you like in films. Obviously, you do have, the Paul Greengrass style, which it just does everything, and it's just, quick cut, shaky cam, and all this kind of shit. There's certain people who do that off to a T, which is Paul Greengrass. He's the only one who's perfected that. You have Michael Bay, who used to be, grand visual styles for action. Same as Zack Snyder, the way he does it and everything else. But for me, I absolutely love the way the Russos depict action. And it's not like that. It just looks like a bunch of scenes have been put together. There's no heart in it. There's no suspense. It's just like, we'll just put the camera right here and we'll just do this and we'll do this and we'll do this. Personally, I will actually, for this film, I would probably put the blame on Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, the writer and directors of this film. Because, again, like I've said it before and I'll say it again, they were indie filmmakers. They've had a $16 to $17 million budget in the past for 5 films. This film cost $152 million to make. And it doesn't even look like it's all on the screen. It's almost like, well, where is it? Don't get me wrong, the special effects are fantastic in this film. They always are. They always are in an MCU movie. That's where it looks brilliant. And Samuel L. Jackson, holy shit. It looks like he was literally just pulled from Die Hard with a Vengeance. And that's what it looks like. It looks absolutely incredible. And, the space sequences look great. But I'm really, really upset with this film. Again, there's not a lot of feminism in the film, and obviously with Brie Larson going on about that, that's why we all had an issue with her. But it's just bad. The story is again, this is basically Ghostbusters 2016. Special effects are great, the actors and everything else are great, but the story is a letdown, which is what this is. I think they should have really given it to people who actually know the character, who actually know how to write big, suspenseful action movies. Because Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, their previous films, well, they're indie films, and they're not action films, and they're not suspense films. And they had Geneva Robertson, who was the other writer with them. She's writing Gotham City Sirens, which is going to be cool. She's also writing the upcoming third Sherlock Holmes, as well as Dungeons and Dragons, and that's really it. The only film before Captain Marvel she's had anything on is last year's Tomb Raider. I like that, I will admit. However, she wrote that with someone else. She wrote it, showed the story with Evan Doherty, and he's just cool. He's done a lot of cool films anyway himself. But he's had experience in writing like big budget action films. And, Anna and Ryan, they haven't, to be honest with you, It's yeah, they just haven't made that sort of thing. It's a bit weird. Again, I like how MCU and the Kevin Feige and all this. I do like how they actually do go after these type of people. The indie filmmakers. Give them a voice and see how you do. But I really don't think that they should have been handed the keys to a $150 million movie straight away. They should have worked their way up to it. But again, this is my opinion on Captain Marvel. And out of 10, I would probably give it 6.5. So 6.5, 6.7 out of 10. That's what I'll probably say for this film. If you are new here, like and subscribe. Hit that notification button so the bell goes off. And we'll see you soon.